Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new Knox Orsa 4 gloves. Now, the Orsa 4 gloves are going to be aimed at you 2 to 3 season warm commuters out there, anybody doing any touring miles, looking to have a mostly textile main construction throughout in a mid-cuff design. So he's going to run up just above the wrist, I'd say about 1 inch to 2 inches above the actual ulna, give you a little bit more protection up high. They use BOA. They do have some Knox sliders on the palm side of it with a synthetic palm. But before I get too long-winded on the features, let's talk about the fit, because I do have something to say there. These do fit about a half size small to what most people experience in their gloves out there. I'm a large in almost every single brand out there on the market. I'm wearing these currently in an extra large, and they fit me spot on. Actually a little tight, but considering there's no leather on here, they're not going to break in pretty much at all throughout the lifespan that you have them. So just keep that in mind. I did have to go up a full size when it comes to their sizing chart. So I went from a large up to an extra large, and the sizing chart actually puts me 8.75 measurement around the circumference of my palm in a size small to medium. So just know if you're referencing that size chart, it is very off on what we traditionally see from other brands out there. But if you know your traditional size, just go up one size from that and you should be all set. They come in this one black colorway, come in at $140, and come in sizes ranging from extra small all the way up to 3 extra large. But let's start up at the top and work our way down here. Like I said, it is a soft textile all the way around, almost a 3D mesh back stretch material going all the way across the back of the cuff as well as down the back of the hand. But one thing I want to call out here is this BOA system. This is the retention strap up here. You just click it in and turn it. Everybody knows BOA out there. It's a nice monofilament fiber that runs all the way throughout and pulls the gloves in nice and tight. One thing I wish they did add was a little bit of a pull feature. That stretch just makes it a little bit tighter to get on even when the BOA is in its most expanded position. So Knox, if you're listening, I would love to have just some sort of pull tab on the inside. They do have tags in there, but it does make it a little bit harder because those tags tend to move compared to the stretch material on the outside. So keep that in mind. There's a nice digital camo print built into the stretch at the back of the hand. I like that. Even though it's a black colorway, you do have some different gradients and everything like that. Gives it a little bit of a nice stylish pop. And you do have reflective underneath of that floating knuckle. I will say I could do without the Orsa logo on the back of the hand underneath there, but at least it is hidden by that floating knuckle and the reflective. Mentioned it before, floating knuckle just gives you a little bit more freedom of movement. It's like having stretch at the back of the hand, gives you a little bit of more freedom of movement, and you do have a dual density TPU knuckle with the Knox logo built into it, a little bit of ventilation in there, and you do have their Knox material underneath just for a little bit all day comfort when you're riding and putting extended hours down on your bike. TPR running down the fingers in that same logo, and you do also get a little bit of relief stitching, which adds stretch at the knuckles of the finger, working your way down the entire length of it with a wrapped tip of the fingers, which I like to see. No outer seam coverage. Would have loved to see one big strip of maybe synthetic leather or leather running down the outer seam. That is a high prone area to impact when going down, so I'd love to see that just fully encompassed instead of adding stretch material at the sides, but that's just my personal preference. At the inside of the palm, you do get a nice pre-curve to all the fingers with some perforation on that synthetic leather on the palm, or that synthetic suede, I should say, at the palm. And you do have touch tech both at the middle finger, the index, and the thumb. So if you are pinching and zooming, or just scrolling around on your map on your phone up on your dash, you do have that ability without having to take off your gloves, which I always like to see. Silicone embossed synthetic over top just adds a little bit of grip. I like that they've reinforced this area. They've actually reinforced the crook of the thumb as well. Those are high wear zones, so it's nice to see that they're adding longevity into the glove when it comes to the design, especially across the grip. That's usually where you will wear through most of the materials on your average set of gloves. Big call out is the dual scaphoid protectors at the palm. That is something Knox has patented in the past with TPU and their armor underneath. One call out I want to see, you can probably see it on camera, just between the thumb. There's not much give to the edge of that plate for the plastic that goes over top of it, and you do feel that digging in. One of the things that goes into sizing up from the one out of the bag, because any lower on that, and that's just going to be digging into my thumb, so I had to go up to the extra large on these ones, and you can see it just doesn't have any give. So Knox, if you're listening, would love to see that just maybe move in a couple millimeters. Still have it protect the base of the thumb, but just be away from the thumb for the movement when you're actually using your controls. But you can see that's covered in an additional layer of synthetic with that silicone grip over top of it. Could have done without the silicone down here, but I do love, like I said, the biggest call out, these TPU sliders with that Knox armor underneath. But there you have the Knox Orsa 4 gloves. Again, in my opinion, a solid option for commuters out there with the BOA system if you're looking for that, the floating knuckle TPU and a good amount of stretch on the back of the hand with the synthetic suede on the palm. These are going to be a solid option at the $140 marker. If you're looking for a leather glove within Knox's line, you can always look at the Oltons. Those are also one of our favorites when it comes to a full gauntlet with leather mixed in for a very comfortable fit on there. But if you have any other questions about these Orsa 4s, go ahead and click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about these gloves. If you still have questions after that, or if you're trying to figure out the fit and the size chart, reach out to our customer service agents. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining me and checking out the all-new Knox Orsa 4 gloves. I'm Pat, and I'll see you in the next video.